You've done the vision board, you've read books, you've changed your mindset, and still you've not been able to manifest your dream life. And the truth is, you can do all of the practices you want, but nothing will change until you master one thing. And trust me, if you act this, you will be able to manifest everything that you want. And that thing is self-fulfilling prophecies. Let me tell you about it. Manifestation is everywhere right now, and some creators online make it look so easy, don't they? But the truth is, manifesting isn't easy, because it's not only about positive vibes, cute vision boards, affirmations, and a positive mindset. Manifestation is about overcoming patterns that your brain has been running for years. And as I always say, our brain can be our best friend or our worst enemy. And when it comes to manifestation, if we hack the concept of self-fulfilling prophecy, Madam Brain can become our best ally and make sure that we manifest the life that we want. In this video, I'm going to talk about the concept of self-fulfilling prophecies and how we can master it to make sure that we are able to manifest our dream life. So go and get pen and paper, because trust me, you will want to take notes. And whilst you do that, hi, my name is Brie. I'm a pre-qualified psychologist working in London and on an exciting path to become a qualified therapist. On this channel, I talk about psychological insight as well as lessons from my career and my own personal life to help you live a healthier, happier, and more productive life. So if that sounds like something that might interest you, then you should subscribe and stick around. Now, before we get into the practicalities, we need to explain first what is a self-fulfilling prophecy. And to do that, we need to take a time machine and go back to the year 1968, when a psychologist named Rosenthal entered an elementary school and gave a test to every children. After the tests were completed, he told the teachers that this test could actually predict which children were bloomers, so students with the potential to dramatically improve their performance throughout the year. The secret was that the test was fake. It couldn't actually predict anything, and Rosenthal just gave the teacher a list of random names from the children that had completed the test. However, 1 year later, Rosenthal came back to the school and actually discovered that the children that were on the list actually improved their performance. But how is that even possible? Because the teachers believed they would. The beliefs about the children's potential actually changed the teachers' behaviors towards the potential bloomers. They gave them more encouragement, attention, and praise, increasing the children's confidence in their own abilities, thus making them actually improve. They basically manifested good grades for these kids. Rosenthal called this effect the Pygmalion effect, after the myth of the sculptor Pygmalion who fell in love with a statue of his creation and that believed so intensively that it could become his wife, that the goddess Aphrodite granted this wish and actually transformed the statue into a human. More commonly, this effect is called the self-fulfilling prophecy, and in psychology, it refers to how your expectations can shape your behavior that then shape your reality. And it is actually a feedback loop, because the more your actions shape your reality, the more your belief is confirmed, which reinforces your action, which in turn can shape your reality even more. The reason why this happens on a cognitive level is that Madam Brain likes to be right more than she likes to be happy. She is wired for what we call cognitive consistency, meaning that she works very hard to confirm what we believe about ourselves or other. And she does this to protect you. Because when your beliefs do not match your reality, you will experience some level of cognitive distress. And since Madam Brain doesn't like distress, she will try to avoid that at all costs. So even when we hold limiting beliefs about ourselves or others, we will unconsciously try to prove ourselves that we are right. Take the example of Lucifer in the TV series Lucifer. For those unfamiliar with it, Lucifer is basically the devil that leaves hell to start living in Los Angeles. And he falls in love with a human. However, he has these inherent beliefs about himself that he is evil, that he does not deserve love, and that he ruins everything good in his life. So what does he do? He keeps self-sabotaging. Whenever things are good between him and Chloe, he would either run off or ruin things, thus confirming to himself that he is right. Actually, in the TV series Lucifer, angels are able to self-actualize. So whatever they believe about themselves will actually manifest in a certain way. So literally, the more Lucifer believes that he's evil, the more he literally transforms more and more into the devil. Only when he's able to accept himself, love himself, and understand that he's not inherently evil, he can take the actions to learn to become a better person and finally live the love that he deserves. So, how does all of this relate to manifestation? Well, you can make beautiful vision boards, you can repeat positive affirmations every single day, you can script your dream life and visualize every morning. But if deep down you don't believe that is truly possible, if your core beliefs about yourself and the world around you contradict everything that you're trying to manifest, you will remain trapped into your current reality. The reality that your brain already knows. For example, if deep down your core belief is that you will never be able to create a lot of financial abundance in your life, you might start implementing actions such as overspending, undervaluing yourself at work, missing out on opportunity for progression, or mismanage your money in a way that reinforces your belief that you will never be rich. But remember Rosenthal experiment. Your beliefs do not only affect yourself, they can also affect the people around you. For example, if you believe that your partner doesn't really love you, that he will be unfaithful to you, and that he just wants to break up with you, you might start implementing behaviors like being overclinging, crossing his boundaries, invading his privacy, thus pushing him away and confirming your belief that relationship always ends bad for you. This is the side of manifestation that nobody talks about. If your internal story hasn't changed, your reality can't change either. In the song The Prophecy, Taylor Swift talks about the struggles of finding the one, a person that truly loves her for what she is. She says, "Please change the prophecy. Don't want money, just someone who wants my company. Please let it once be me. Who do I have to speak about it to change the prophecy?" I love this song because the tone represents almost someone that is begging for love, begging for something to change. But I would suggest that maybe if nothing changes is because she herself does not truly believe that that reality that she wants is possible for her. Maybe what she needed was to truly believe that she could find someone that could love her and respect her for the goddess that she is. And as we know, since she asked nicely, the universe gave her an NFL player. So good for her. So now you have all of this knowledge, and I'm sure you want to know, Brie, how the hell do we change that? And 1 second, I'm getting onto that. As usual, with a step-by-step guide. So step 1, identify your belief. What is it that you quietly think about yourself? Is it that you're not good with money? Is it that you will never find true love? Is it that you will never be able to achieve your dreams? And the idea here is that you need to dig deeply. For example, one limiting belief that I'm trying to challenge about myself is that I will never be able to reach big numbers on YouTube. Now, I know that in theory it is possible for me, but deep down, I just can't imagine that reality. I just can't see myself in that situation. It's a truly limiting belief for me, which I am right now trying to actively challenge. Step 2 is trace the prophecy. Where does this prophecy come from? So, for example, is it that you think that you're not good with money because you were born in a family where money was not really talked about, where there was a scarcity mindset, and everybody kept repeating to you that, money don't grow on tree, and that you need to be careful with money because there never is enough money? Or do you believe that you will never find love because your parents divorced when you were growing up and you have never really seen an example in real life of true love. For example, for me, I think that my belief about YouTube comes from being raised in a culture where social medias were not really seen as a real job. So I didn't really grow up with this being an option for me, if it makes sense. So I never really, growing up, spent much time thinking about what my life would look like if I did this, because, as I said, it never was an option for me. But also, I think the fact that I don't really know personally anyone else being on this journey and that maybe went through this journey successfully, which makes successful people on YouTube look very distant from me and from my reality. Step 3 is challenge your belief with evidences. So whatever you believe is, you're going to find 1 to 5 examples of times where you actually proved yourself wrong. But also think about the role that you played in reinforcing this belief, where you may be over clingy in your past relationships, where you may be mistrustful. Is there anything that you're doing that is driving love away from you? Also, in this step, you can also incorporate things like visualization, scripting, vision boards, because those are actually practices that can rewire your brain. Let me explain. Your brain doesn't really know the difference between something that you are imagining and actual reality. So whenever you are visualizing something or scripting, you are basically making your brain used to that reality. And now this is not a quick shift. It's going to take time and a lot of scripting and a lot of visualization. But eventually, the more and more you repeat it, the more your brain will see it as natural, normal, something that can come easily to you. And that can be an extra step to challenge your core limiting belief. And it is something that I am actively doing, apart from maybe looking at my favorite creators and how they started and seeing that actually growth is possible for everyone. I am also trying to visualize myself with a big audience on YouTube to try and make that reality more normal to me and to my brain. But now we go to step 4, that is the most important one, and that is learn. Now, let me get one thing straight. It is impossible to always have positive beliefs about ourselves or others, because the truth is that we build things that we are simply not good at. It is well possible that at the moment you're not good with money, as it is perfectly possible that I have so many things to improve when it comes to YouTube. However, instead of focusing on the limiting belief, we are going to develop a growth mindset and start seeing ourselves as learner that can learn everything that we put our mind into. Research shows that the brain is plastic. What this means is that our brain literally changes shapes and the connections between the neurons depending on our experiences and the things that we do every day. And also, more recent studies are showing that the brain remains plastic throughout our entire life, which means at any point in life, we can learn new skills that can literally change the shape of our brain. How cool is that? So, to change a limiting belief, sometimes all you need to do is to put yourself in the position of a learner, recognize that there are things that you need to improve, and actually start learning. If you feel that you're not good with money, all you need to do is to improve your financial literacy, learn how to budget, learn how to invest. If you think that you will never find true love because you're just not good in relationships, then learn more about your attachment style, start therapy, learn how to be in a healthy relationship. What I'm doing, for example, is I'm following a bunch of courses online on how to improve my editing, how to improve my thumbnails, how to write better titles and better scripts. And I think I am improving. Like if you see my previous videos, there is definitely an improvement here, which gives me the fuel to continue and to improve even more. However, some people will use this learning stage as an excuse to procrastinate, which we don't do around here. So eventually you will need to move to step 5. That is, take one small action. one small tiny action that will prove yourself that your belief is wrong. That can be opening a high interest savings account or open an ISA if you're in the UK. It can be working on your childhood trauma in therapy and trying to fix your attachment style. Going back to my example, for me, it's just to try and make every video 1% better every time. And the more I see myself improve, the more I reinforce the belief that yes, I can eventually grow on YouTube and even reach big numbers. And this brings us to the end of the video. If you're comfortable, let me know in the comments what you're trying to manifest in your own life. I would love to hear what you're up to in your own lives. Don't forget that I have a newsletter that you can subscribe to, as well as some planners on sale on Etsy. If you like this video, you might also like this video here, where I talk about the science of manifestation that, believe it or not, involves things like psychology, neuroscience, and even quantum physics. Or you can watch this video here that YouTube has picked up just for you based on your personal interests. So I will see you over there, or I will see you in the next video. Bye!